And we are live. What is going on, LBHT crew? Ravens Nation, it's just about over.
Yeah.
Panthers Nation,
We
it's
just
just
started.
beginning. Facts. All right, look, I mean, emotions are raw right now for Ravens fans. So, we can jump right in it as people start to file in. You know what? People aren't they're not here yet. So let's take a victory lap for the Panthers real quick while people start to file in for the Ravens, because they everybody's going live right now. They're making their rounds, and coach is doing his call-in show. I think coach is doing his call-in show. If you want to call in and express your thoughts, this isn't the stream to do it. You gotta go over to coach's stream to do it. All right, but congratulations to Carolina Panthers. I mean, it's not over yet. They haven't locked it up yet. No. After a disappointing loss last week, they bounced back, and we called it, right. Like, Tampa Bay doesn't look like they're in it. Like, they fought today, but still, I mean, even
they fought a bit.
But something's off with them. But Carolina took advantage of it, so congrats to them.
Yeah. The Panthers played very well, particularly the passing game, except for Xavier Legette. What's up, XL? The defense, the defense early on, I thought was just gonna fold, but they stepped up and again, they're not a very talented bunch, but they play hard every week. They make plays when Carolina really needs them to. Bryce Young was great. I was hoping to wait for Kwame to show up so I could find out how good Bryce Young is now. But it was a really big win because it puts them in position to potentially win the division next week.
Yeah.
If the Miami Dolphins, can fix their quarterback situation and beat Tampa Bay next week, and Carolina beats Seattle, they win the division. If not, then it goes to that last week of the season against Tampa Bay. But I thought that overall, it was a good game. I thought they made some big plays with Bryce and Teteroa. I mean, Bryce made some big plays on his own. Jalen Coker had a couple of nice catches. Again, Xavier let the ball go straight through his hands on one, and then he caught the ball another time. And like I wish I remember who said it on Twitter, but they said he can either get his hands right or his feet right on one play, but never both. Just caught the ball and just stepped right out of bounds. Instead of getting his feet in.
It is frustrating watching him, man.
Not for too much longer. Yeah, not for too much longer.
Shook says we know about big wins, Brodny.
Right, we do.
Hey, congrats to the Steelers. They did get a big win.
I do want to say about the Steelers, like they almost gave it away, right? They were trending towards collapsing there, but all the people that are complaining about the referees in that game, nah, man, Detroit cheated twice.
Yeah.
Right? You may not like the calls, they don't always call the pick play stuff, but it was an obvious pick play. It was with I forget who the receiver even was. He put his shoulder into the Steeler defender. I think it was Tesla. And then the next one, I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown ran into the end zone and just pushed Jalen Ramsey both hands in his chest like he was running up to start a fight. Like you can't be angry about either one of those calls.
Yeah. So, congrats to the Steelers. They pretty much have this division. Unless something disastrous happens next week and they lose to the Browns, and the Ravens, get Lamar back, which doesn't look like they will. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But yes, the Panthers, good win. They're setting themselves up for a division. Like I said, Tampa Bay. I don't think you guys need to beat the Seahawks.
No, but it'd be nice to wrap up the division next week if Tampa can't get it done against Miami.
Had you guys beaten the Saints, would you?
It would be over already.
See, man,
it's terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a great game from Carolina. Obviously a huge win for such a young team, a team that's really still trying to kind of find out figure out how to win consistently. But I think that I think that most people here want to talk about the debacle that just happened on primetime TV.
Yeah, let me give a couple of shout outs to the chat real quick. Okay. D Weezy salute says we can talk Panthers, no problem. Yeah, you can we just talked Panthers. Hey, congratulations, another Panthers fan. And we got a super chat. Okay, let's get down to the super chat. We got Tone the Virgo in the house. Salute, Tone.
Thank you very much, Tone. He says, I'm convinced Harbaugh has something against Henry winning a game for us, especially when Lamar is hurt. 128 yards and he's on the sideline for a whole drive. Can't make this stuff up. It was more than a drive, too.
Yes. I think it was like 2 or 3 drives.
Yeah, and it was, I mean, 128 yards. Thank you, Endo. 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. The team as a whole ran for 171 and 3 touchdowns, close to 6 or 7 yards a carry. And the Ravens coaching staff said, screw that. It's time to go. Backup quarterback, time to sling it. I don't get it.
I'm going to rant in a minute, but let me see what's up to the chat. Just Al's in the house says, hey, everyone, it's time for a change. Facts. Bucks in the house. Salute, Bucks. Says, hey, crew, what's going on? Alfonso Richardson, salute. Says, what's good, fellas? Was waiting on y'all. Salute to Dan AD says, welcome to the stream. Y'all know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe button as you enter. Super chat is available. Cash App, $ LBHTShow. Hashtag road to 3K. Yes, we are very close to 3,000. Really appreciate the support that y'all have been giving us. A.O. Fonz is in the house, says, Harbaugh said Henry was okay with Keaton starting those last drives. He doesn't try to lie well anymore. Yeah, I mean, he'll say something like, "Oh, well, it's just the way the game was going, and that was the strategy." Which is, I mean, it wasn't time to take him off the field. Like, they couldn't stop him.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like they have no situational awareness at all in Baltimore.
None.
Yeah, he fumbled once. Who cares?
That was in the first half.
You know who else fumbled? Drake May fumbled. Did they go away from Drake the rest of the game? No, they didn't. They said, you're our guy. Go out there and make plays. Chris Collinsworth even said it on the broadcast. He was like, when Lamar went out, he's like, my speech to this team is, Derrick Henry, get over it. You got to go win us the game because Tyler Huntley's in now. And he tried to. And he would have. He would have. Yeah, I don't know. It's time for DeCosta to go, Harbaugh to go, Monken to go, Zach Orr to go, because that the other part, and Collinsworth tried to say that the Ravens had kind of turned their defense around and had been playing well and all this stuff. They gave up 380 passing yards tonight.
The most Drake May has ever thrown, by the way.
That was his first 300-yard game of the season, too.
This is a career game for Drake May.
Yeah.
I think this was Stephon Diggs' best game of the season as well.
Stephon Diggs, 9 catches, 138 yards. And listen, again, we always talk about Zay Flowers and how he's always trying to make a play and all that kind of stuff. It is well past, like, it's not funny anymore. Like, it's well past time for you to learn to just put your foot in the ground and go forward. Right?
I felt bad because like he played almost perfectly up until that point.
Yeah, played great. But, he's an extremely talented guy.
But you got to do more than that, man. You're a first round pick. We're trying, we want you to be that guy. You can't do that.
And if you're going to do that, you have to secure the ball. He just had the ball just hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't believe what's going on. Says, I'm not mad that the Ravens lose tonight. If we lose the next 2 games, fire Coach Harbs and all the coaches. It's time to fire him now, Kimberly. We're most likely not going to make the playoffs. We need help. Okay, this is a situation you don't want to be in for the Ravens. We need the Browns to beat the Steelers. And yes, anything can happen in this league. But that's not the situation you want to be in where you're hoping that the Steelers lose to the Browns. Your season is pretty much done.
Yeah.
We don't even know if Lamar Jackson's going to play. Honestly, I would shut him down whether he's healthy enough or not. Like, we don't deserve it, right? Like, we had everything in our hands. Like, it was the fate was in our hands to make it to the playoffs. We started out the game pretty well, minus the fumble. We went into the fourth quarter with an 11-point lead, even without Lamar Jackson. That game should have been over.
Yeah.
And it's all because of the defense. I don't want to hear anything about Zay Flowers fumble, Derrick Henry's fumble. We had 11-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and this defense that's supposed to be good, that's supposedly gotten better, gave it all up,
And got bailed out by the refs too on the last drive.
Sure did.
Or the drive before, not the last drive, but yeah,
didn't matter. They ran it in anyway.
Yeah.
And I need to apologize, right? I need to apologize to the defense because I've been saying all year that they're a talented defense that isn't playing well. They're not talented. I was wrong about that. They are. There's a couple of talented guys on the team. They are not a talented defense. They're just guys. We got to stop. I do that a lot because I'm a fan. I project a lot what I think players are going to do. Malachi Starks is just a guy. Alohi Gilman is just a guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mike Green, just a guy.
I honestly forgot that he was on the team.
Just a guy.
Your best pass rusher is Draymond Jones.
Yep.
Nate Wiggins, kind of just a guy. I mean, I think he's a little better than that, but he's not
average. But he's not. These guys, no. That's not what talented teams do. That's not what talented players do. You gotta go out there and make plays. And I see missed tackles. You're missing tackles.
Mm-hmm.
You can't wrap up. You can't wrap up Drake May. You can't wrap up these running backs. I mean, they were down to like their third string tackle.
Yeah, both their tackles are hurt.
And we still can't get to the quarterback.
No.
Josh Hoffman, salute. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that. Says here, I thought having Henry carry us was the dream for this coach's staff. LOL. Yep. Harbaugh or Lamar might be gone. This can't continue.
Well, if that's the choice, I think it's got to be Johnny, right?
Antonio, what's going on, man? Says, what's up, guys? I refuse to watch a team coached by Harbs anymore. Why are Lamar's favorite targets hurting up like this? My girlfriend is a Bears fan, so I'll be rooting for them. Hey, there you go. The Ravens are a joke. I wouldn't recommend watching these last two games if I'm a Ravens fan, just for my sanity. I'm hoping that Lamar, because they're not going to sit Lamar. I'm hoping Lamar says, I'm done. We're shutting it down for the season.
Yeah.
Hurt back. I hope it's not serious, but I hope he says, hey, I can't go. Y'all got it. Y'all take it from here. Good luck to you. Good luck for the rest of the season. I'll see y'all in the off season where we negotiate my terms for a new deal, right? Which will include Harbaugh getting the hell up out of here. And EDC got to go too. I don't want to hear anybody defending EDC. He's done a terrible job putting together this team. They're talking about how athletic the O-line is. They did it after a big run from Derrick Henry. In fact, I think it was a touchdown, but it was after it. But it was after Voorhees went out the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're talking about how good that O-line is, how good they looked after Voorhees went out the game.
Mm-hmm.
And this is another thing too. You can't listen to these announcers. Like, their job is to hype up a game, hype up the players, and get you excited about what you're seeing out there. Which, fine.
Yeah.
But man, they be lying.
Yeah, they do.
They just lie. Oh, they're so athletic out there. Voorhees is the opposite of athletic. Balele is the opposite of athletic. They're not athletic at all. What are you talking about? Talking about one of the most athletic offensive lines in the league. What are you looking at? Yeah.
I mean, Ronnie, one of the most athletic dudes still.
KP says, I love EDC. He's amazing. All right, we got 80 people in here, man. Hit that like button. If you're new in here, hit that subscribe button. If you're over on Coach's channel, venting, you're waiting for the call. Look, if you haven't gotten into his call line now, you're probably not gonna get in. I'm sure his phones are blowing up.
Yeah.
But look, just listen to the reactions over there. Comment in his chat, comment in our chat. I think Hendo, I saw him in here earlier. I'm not sure if he's still going live. Him and Yolanda, but they've been going live all all game long, and I'm sure a lot of your content creators are out there live reacting to this. This is a joke, man.
Yeah,
And
I do want to say though, the defense was bad, the offense was bad, but shout out to Tyler Huntley who did play very well.
yes,
And you know he kept the season alive with that Chicago win. He played well tonight in relief of Lamar. So you know, shout out to him. Hopefully, you know they can get him to stick around and be the long-term backup for whatever new coaching staff is here.
yes, yes. I think that consistency will help. You know, what's up, Killer? Says Hola Jose and mucho gusto, Brodny.
Nice to meet you, Cam. Every week, bro.
Danny D says, listen to the coach on replay. Stay here to listen to authentic Ravens content. Yes.
Thank you, baby.
I appreciate it. You can watch both. I mean, the algorithm doesn't really discriminate. You can go back and forth. Big Woke, what's going on? Says, bro, why do we struggle to hold leads? Because our defense is bad.
Your defense is bad. John Harbaugh's your coach, and you coach scared on offense.
Because the media has, you know, Ravens mainstream media has lied to you about how good our defense is when they really aren't. They've gotten two major news publications in this area to make up propaganda about how the problem really is Todd Monken and not Zach Orr. The defense is fine. The players just have to execute more and trust what they're seeing out there. Right? This is all BS. They're just bad. And I'm sorry, I can't defend Zach Orr anymore, man. Like you're not. If we have talent and they're not doing what they're supposed to do, that means you're not doing your job as a coach. All right.
Well, listen, I'm not going to defend Todd Monken either, because why isn't Derrick Henry on the field at the point in at the most critical point in the game? And he's been killing New England.
I got it. Right? That's a perfect example of why I blame Joe Harbaugh, not Todd Monken. Because if you're the head coach, and I see multiple drives where he's not on the field, that's where you come in and say, get this man on the field.
Sure, but look, you argued on this show that it's Eric DeCosta's fault that he hasn't fired John Harbaugh. It was Eric DeCosta's fault with the Lamar contract fiasco, because even though those are most likely out of his hands, it's still his job. And if he didn't want to be blamed for it, he could leave. Todd Monken's in the same situation. If John Harbaugh is interfering with the offense, then say something, leave, do whatever. But you're going to stay there and run the offense and just have Keaton Mitchell out there when you need Derrick Henry to put the game away, then it's on you.
I don't think he's going to – I mean, not going to leave in the middle of the season, right? Like, he's not going to leave in the middle of the season. Well, I will, but I am on the same page with you with this, and I thought he was doing this earlier in the season. Don't listen to Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Right. That's the one thing I would say. Nah, we're putting Henry in. If you don't like it, man, you could fire me. But you know, I'm no like.
But it's not just Derrick Henry anyway. Rashad Bateman in 2 targets, 0 catches tonight. Why is he your number 2 receiver?
Yeah, he doesn't.
Why is he still playing as the number 2 receiver? He is providing nothing. Move DeAndre Hopkins up, move up Devontae Walker, do what you need to do. Why is Mark Andrews the top tight end out there? I mean,
what was Mark Andrews doing on that play right before the half? And that was a play, like, we didn't have a lot of time left, but we didn't need to go that far to get into field goal range, right? And that just derailed everything. What's up, Tracy? Tracy says, I'm so glad this loss does not make me feel any type of way. I have been done with this team. Same thing every game. John Harbaugh just said we were going to put Henry out there. That was their plan. Shaking my head. Harbaugh always says, yeah, man, like, I was going to do that. Yeah, that was a plan. It didn't work out that way.
We was just about to put him in, but then we lost.
What up, Clock? Yeah. That was the plan. That was your plan? That was your plan? For real?
And we've all, we sit here every week and say you got to get Keaton Mitchell involved, and they needed to get Keaton Mitchell involved because he's a talented guy. He can make plays. That doesn't mean alternate series with your top running back, who's the number 11 rusher in NFL history and one of the best running backs in the league today. It doesn't mean take him out for entire series at a time. You can put him in for a couple plays.
What's up, Jared? This is just a bad coaching staff, y'all.
Yeah.
This is just a bad coaching staff. Football is not that complicated, right? They have a guy in Derrick Henry. Even Collinsworth said it. Like, hey man, I don't know if this is time to be putting Keaton Mitchell in here. They're worried about Derrick Henry wearing them down. And when Derrick Henry gets in the game, they know Derrick Henry. They know where he's going with the ball, right? They know it. They can't stop it.
Right.
They can't stop it. And if they can't stop it, why are you taking them out the game? Make them do it.
Yeah.
And not just that. Another thing, Collins, where I can't believe I agree with him so much in this game is he was like, the play action is going to work 10 times better when Derrick Henry's in the game because he's been killing them all game. They don't want to get beat. They're going to overcompensate to that side, wherever side he's going to make sure he doesn't break off for a big run. That's how you can open up things. Now we keep Keaton Mitchell in the game.
Not even because he's been killing them all game. It's because he's Derrick Henry. They are afraid of Derrick Henry. He could have had 12 carries for 1 yard, and it would still have that effect because he's Derrick Henry. And you know what he can do. You've seen what he can do for a decade. Keaton Mitchell is a talented player, but Keaton Mitchell doesn't scare them like that. Nor should he.
Not yet. Like had Keaton Mitchell broke off like another 50-yard run or something like that, then they'd be like, okay, well, we gotta lock in. But he didn't do that. Derrick Henry was doing that this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? We've been saying for years that they need to go out and get a number one receiver, right? That's not they need to go out and get a real wide receiver. But honestly, for what? They don't know how to use elite players. They have no idea what they're doing. No clue. If they make it back into the castle, it'll be a travesty. Like, people have this idea of Baltimore, and it's perpetuated by the media, because media loves John Harbaugh, right? Media loves Eric DaCosta, and I think they like Bashadi fine, even though he doesn't really talk all that much. But they have this idea that it's this incredibly well-run organization. Think about, when was the last time you heard anybody say that Baltimore had something less than a great draft? Every single year, no matter who they take, no matter what positions they draft, no matter how those players turn out, it's always, man, they did it again. Incredible value, and it never shows up on the field, right? And it's just, the reality is they're a very poorly run organization with great PR. That's because you can never point to the great players, right? You can point to Lamar, and then you have to also point out how they failed Lamar.
Yeah. I hope Lamar's okay. We'll find out more tomorrow, I'm sure. He was out there on the sideline. He took a knee to the rib. Hope in the back it looked like. Hopefully it's nothing cracked or anything like that. But even if he's okay, man, I say it's time to shut it down. Just shut it down for the year. They're not technically eliminated yet, so yes, fight to the end or whatever. But they put themselves in such a bad position. It honestly isn't worth it. It honestly isn't worth it. What a waste of a season. Lamar keeps fighting back from injury. Derrick Henry, later in his career, still giving you, some great carries, and you just squander it. He had a great game tonight. You just squander it by just not even playing him down the stretch. What a joke. What's going on, Donovan? Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Says receivers can't catch, blockers can't block, coaches can't coach, defenders can't defend. Ravens football, folks. A brand where nothing works. Yay!
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I appreciate that. Thank you. This
that is true.
This sums it. Yeah, this is it right here. Right. But I'm really gonna lock in on that defense. I didn't put anybody on the defense on that thumbnail. I'll probably do it tomorrow morning. I'm tired of them. I'm tired of them. I was struggling, right, during the game, because going into the fourth quarter they had only given up 13 points, and I was like, okay, point wise, they're not giving up a lot of points, but they haven't played well.
Yeah,
and this is me thinking we're going to win the game at this point, right? I was like, okay, they're going to win. And I'm going to talk about the defense. Like, all right, good job not giving up touchdowns, but
and they had forced a couple turnovers at that point.
Yes, and that's what we talk about. But man, like, you're giving up chunks of plays, man. 3rd and 13, you're giving up a 28-yard pass. You give a 30-yard pass. You gave that touchdown ball. I can't remember how many yards that was. Yeah. Like, you're giving up these huge chunks of yardage. Every time you blitz and you almost get to the quarterback, he's completing it to Stephon Diggs or somebody, Mac Hollins or whoever, for a first down. It's like, this is a blitz. Why are you playing so far off these receivers? You know what I'm saying? Like, why aren't you jumping these routes? Why aren't you playing right up on them? How is he still hitting these guys when he only has 1.5 seconds to pass the ball? How is he still hitting these guys that are wide open?
Yeah.
This defense is awful. It's awful. We can do a fire sale on the players. I'm sorry. We can do a fire sale. Yeah, I don't care about anyone.
There's one guy that has to stay, and that's Kyle Hamilton.
Yes.
The rest of the guys, I mean, look, Travis Jones, I think, is a good player. They re-signed him already.
He's a sign. Yeah.
But the rest of them, like you said, the rest of them can go. Who cares? Yeah. Who can't give up 380 yards to Drake May, who's never thrown for 300 yards before?
Right. Yeah, we can do a fire sale. If we need some money to bring in some offensive talent, it's time for a fire sale on that side of the ball. And this whole coaching staff, it's time for that. I don't even want to. I don't want you to talk about Zach Orr. I don't want to talk about Todd Monken. They all need to go. John Harbaugh needs to be fired, and the new coach brings in their coaching staff, which will not be any of these guys.
Well, but you know what's funny? Like, like I said, I do agree that they can do without any of these guys at this point. But I think the reality is, you fire John Harbaugh and you bring in a competent coaching staff, that defense will be great. And,
I think so too.
And you go out and you sign a couple of O-linemen, sign another wide receiver, and the offense will be great again. It is like, every mistake isn't on Harbaugh. Like I said, Zay Flowers, you got to protect the ball. You got to stop dancing around and just run forward, right? DeAndre had a drop. Rashad's not out there doing anything. Those two guys out there can't block. Like those are physical failures, right? Dude's just running right by Marlon Humphrey. But the reality is, nothing changes in the mindset of the team, right? Yeah. They're always scared when they have a lead. They're always sloppy. They're just nonstop procedural penalties in Baltimore for the last 15 years, right? And like, that kind of stuff doesn't go away until you get rid of the coach and you bring in a whole new staff. And I don't know what the organization and what the fan base, I mean, not even the fan base anymore, but what the organization is afraid of. You've got multiple examples of teams who fire their coaches and immediately get better. You're looking at two of them right now. Look at Jacksonville and New England. New England won 4 games last year. 4. Yeah. Jacksonville was a joke. And they get a new coach in there, and Liam Cohen, and all of a sudden, Trevor Lawrence is the dude you thought he was coming out of Clemson. He's got 10 touchdowns the last 2 games and 0 turnovers.
Jim Harbaugh has turned the Chargers around.
Yeah, immediately. And they have a ton of injuries over there. Like, they have 2 franchised offensive tackles who are both out for the season.
Who's the wide receiver?
2 running backs are both, they both missed the majority of the year. Yeah, Quentin Johnston had never caught a football until Jim Harbaugh got there.
And now he looks like a baller.
It's ridiculous. Thank you very much.
Love you
forever. Low IQ coach loves his low IQ players. Well, damn.
Mm.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue with it.
All proceeds from tonight's show will go towards the John Harbaugh retirement fund. Okay. It's time for him to go. We know that Steve Bisciotti is too close to him to fire him at this point. We need to talk him into retirement. Okay. He needs to go out on his own. Will he be too stubborn and say no, I'm going to do it, or is John Harbaugh tired? Because I feel like there are times when he's been interviewed during the season where he just looks like he's just ready for it to end.
I think there's probably some truth to that. Just like Marvin Lewis in Cincinnati, he wanted out before he got out, but they kept on paying him. They can't. Like, all right, man. Like I'm not. It's like we're probably not going to win anything, right? It's like, yeah, man, come on back. It's like, all right,
yeah.
I guess
he Harbaugh stayed on for too long. This is Steve Bisciotti's fault. Ultimately, it's his fault.
Yeah.
When you are close to winning the Super Bowl, man, you can't get all personal and picking your friends over business. You have to do what you need to do to get over the top and win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And we got another super chat from Donovan Carter. Appreciate you. Says Harbaugh sees a round hole, tries to fit in a square peg, then says it works. Great job. His IQ is below bedrock levels. Put down the glue, John.
It is so hilarious to me because we'll be saying this stuff for years. Right? Like, oh man, John's got to go, and everybody's like, man, y'all are crazy. Y'all are too negative. John's a great coach. We're winning so many games. Blah 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 blah. But then when the switch flips and y'all are ready for somebody to go, like there's no lines. Like there's no y'all said forget decency. He told me, man, put the glue down.
Look, man, I mean, this
awful.
is okay. We got 5 down, 5 more to go to reach our goal. Yes, was it 10? I think I put 10 up there. 10 super chats of any variety. We appreciate it. Also, Cash App $ LBHTShow. We should have kept Mike McDonald. Yes, Danity. We should have kept Mike McDonald. Another thing that we said on the show. That's one of those things where and there were 2 ways that they could have gone about this. It didn't necessarily have to be fire Harbaugh, make him retire, and make Mike McDonald the head coach. It didn't have to go down that way. Mm-hmm. All you had to do is pay Mike McDonald more money, right? When you want to keep somebody, and you say, "Hey, we try and transition you into the position. We don't really want you to go anywhere. Yes, that's a great opportunity for you, but we're going to take care of you. And here's how we're going to show you we're going to take care of you. We're going to give you head coach type money. Okay. There is no salary cap for coaches. Okay. Steve Bisciotti is a billionaire. He's got the money. If they wanted to keep him, that could have been an easy, what are they paying you over there? $5 million. We'll give you $5 million. Like just stay here. You're gonna be the head coach in waiting. In fact, you're gonna be assistant head coach or whatever. Give you that title, but let's keep this going. It's too early for us to just let you just walk out the door. Let's give you some money and keep you here. And that puts pressure on John Harbaugh. Like, hey man, like we trying to win now.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
All right, 130 people in here, man. Hit that like button. If you're new in here, hit that subscribe button. Also, patreon.com/LBHTShow. If you want to support us on a monthly basis, that's how you do it. You get access to our overtime show. It's an extra show that we do on Wednesdays after our main show, the LBHT show. And the overtime shows have been a lot of fun. Some of y'all been asking about when we're going to talk about the fired Michigan coach, Sharon Moore. Mm-hmm. We've been talking about it extensively on the overtime show. Okay.
Yes.
So go check it out. And we got another super chat from Jemiah Barnes. Appreciate you, Jemiah. Says defense gives up big plays in crunch time every single time. Teams no weakness, the middle field. Yep.
We get beat in breaking routes. But to be fair, you get beat on go routes as well. And to also be fair, Jeremiah, you can't tackle either. So
or get to the quarterback.
Yeah, it can go any way
or
you
stop
want.
the
run. Drake made on that last run when he decided to scramble to try and get that first down. Like he started jogging after 5 yards. Nobody caught him. Like he didn't even slide. He stopped and sat down, and nobody was near him.
I'm so sick of this defense. They are a joke.
You know what I really loved in the broadcast was when Draymond Jones, I don't think he got a sack or he got a pressure or something, but he made a play. And Collinsworth was talking about how great he's been since he's been to Baltimore, and how essential that trade was because they don't have anybody else to rush the passer, and now he's got like 7 sacks or whatever. And I'm like, so does the guy that they traded away right before they traded for him. Like, yep. And we said at the time, like, who cares? You got Draymond Jones. All you did was get back to where you were when you had Oweh.
Yeah. Nitro, what's going on? Says they threw that game, guys. I don't care what nobody says. You take out Derrick Henry while he's cooking, and he never sees the field again. Fire everyone. That's what it feels like. These are the type of games where people feel like the league is rigged.
Yeah,
because Derrick Henry did nothing but cook that defense. And you're up in the fourth quarter. It's not like you're trying to get back in the game. You're up, right? You're trying to run out the clock. You're up by 2 scores, and you say, take him out the game. Why?
Mm-hmm.
It just inexplicable. There's no excuse for that. Usually when you take them out, it's, hey, we're down and we're trying to pass the ball, and we can't get them in the game on passing downs. But no, just take them out. We're good. No reason. Like that's that. Your season's on the line. Go out with your best guys. We went out with Tyler Huntley and Keaton Mitchell on the field.
Yeah. And yeah, no disrespect to those guys. Tyler played very well. Keaton, we know, is a solid contributor, but the fact is that Derrick Henry is a first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the best running backs to ever play the game, and he was sitting on the sidelines in a game where he was absolutely destroying that defense.
Rashad Bateman, listen, I know he made it to a second contract. He's a bust.
He made it to his third contract.
Yes. He's a bust. I know he only got 2 targets. He did nothing with them. I think
literally he didn't catch either one of them.
I think D-Hop got 3 targets. He caught 2 of them, right?
He got 5 targets and caught 4 of them for 41 yards.
Yeah. You have to make do with the targets that you get. If you get 2 targets, you got to catch the ball. You have to do something. And what D-Hop did, those were tough catches, but he made the catches.
And listen, we know he fumbled at the end of the game, but Zay got 7 targets and he caught 7 of them.
Yes. Yeah. How about Bill Cowher? Hell no. What? Conrad, what? How about Bill Cowher would fix the defense and run Henry till his legs fell off? First of all, Cowher's like 90 years old. Cowher hasn't coached in 2 decades. No, thank you.
Y'all would win 2 games if Bill Cowher came back to coach this team.
Okay. Bill Cowher has not coached. Cowher, Conrad, I know you're around our age. If you say Bill Cowher, Bill Cowher has not coached since Roethlisberger's 2nd year.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Second or 3rd year. Roethlisberger's retired. That's how long he's been out the league. No, I don't want that man anywhere near my facility. I don't even want him visiting to say hi. Pay the bill, salute. Appreciate the super chat. Says Collinsworth claimed Baltimore has one of the most athletic O-lines in the NFL. I was lost. I was lost worse than 37 on a dive play after that. The funny thing is, he said that after 70. Is it 72? 72 is voice. 72 went out the game. That's when he said it. I think that was Emory Jones in. They said Carson Vincent, but I think that was Emory Jones in at guard. But he said that after that, yeah, Bill Cowher at 68. Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want him as an advisor. I don't want him. I don't want him in the building at all. No, thank you.
And he's saying, okay, but someone like him. I mean, look, Brian Flores is out there. I like Robert Saleh. I know you're not a huge fan of Robert Saleh. I think he's a good coach.
I like Saleh.
Yeah, but if you want to go that defensive route, the guy, I was going to say the kid, the guy in LA, Minter, Jesse Minter with the Chargers, those are some options. But listen, the team, you have Lamar Jackson. You need somebody who will maximize Lamar Jackson in that offense. And not saying that those guys can't do it, but I would lean towards an offensive coach. Donovan, thank you very much for the super chat. The Baltimore Ravens have now made losing an art form that other teams just cannot replicate. No team edges you into optimism only to let you down like they do. Not even the Jets.
Oh,
This is what people used to say about the Chargers. Like the Chargers found the most incredible ways to lose every single week. It was something new every time. Josh Hoffman, thank you again, Josh, for the super chat. That a friend of mine who is Harbaugh stan, and he is finally done, just told me we should get Mike McDaniel. Let's get the guys who ran Chernobyl too. I don't know, but you know what? No, man, you can't do Mike McDaniel like that. I think Mike McDaniel's doing a solid job, or he's done a solid job in Miami. Like Tua is not a very good quarterback. He's just not. But they I know that they're not going to the playoffs this year, but he did get that team to turn around. They didn't quit on him. They went on a win streak. They put themselves into position to try to challenge for the playoffs. He made the playoffs early in his tenure there. I think that they need personnel changes. But no, he wouldn't be first on my list either. I like Mike McDaniel though.
I think if he were to get fired, I would love to bring him in as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
But like you said, they didn't quit on him. Brian Flores, I feel strong about Brian Flores as a head coach because of everything that we know that he had to deal with in Miami from the jump, right? You had an owner that was actively trying to tank, that was, you have Brian Flores that's trying to tell them, hey, Tua, all right, he cool, but you want Justin Herbert, and they're not listening to him, right? Like they had all these things going against him, and in spite of that, he still won games. Yeah, and they fired him anyway. And I feel like Flores, more of these other coaches, understands that sense of urgency to win now.
Yeah, but look, the reality is it's not about a specific person. Go out and get a coach, right? And the league is changing, and a lot of teams went out and they hired young guys who are forward thinking, right? And Baltimore's just sitting there hanging on to the past, essentially, with John Harbaugh. A lot of coaches have been hired who are doing a great job in the last few years, where we've been sitting here saying, man, get rid of John, and people have been like, well, who are you going to replace him with? Right? Anybody. Replace him with anyone.
Yeah, they're not asking that question anymore.
Right. You could replace him with Liam Cohen. You could replace him with, even Mike Vrabel. Like, yeah, I'm not a fan of Mike Vrabel, but even Mike Vrabel, you could have replaced him with Dave Canales. You could have replaced him with D'Amico Ryans.
I saw it the first two times you put it in there, man. You gotta keep typing in all caps. Okay, we're literally talking about Brian Flores. I appreciate your enthusiasm. There's Kwame.
Hey, what's up? Kwame says, how's the weather in Cancun? I don't know. Why don't you ask Bryce Young?
Kwame, he been waiting for you to get in here.
How you doing, Kwame?
But oh, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Bro, really?
I was
whatever. All right.
See, this is why we need Adelia. And shout out to Adelia. I think she was in here earlier. Appreciate you coming through. No. What's up, House? What's going on? It says I don't want a defensive coach. Nah, I don't mind defensive coach as long as long as you got an offensive minded coordinator, right?
Yeah.
Like not one of his homegrown guys. So you bring in the offensive guy, those offense, yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. But it's funny because when we talked about how Harbaugh needed to be fired, this was like 3 years ago, by the way. All right. And everybody like, well, who could you replace him with? Who can you get that's going to be better than Harbaugh? And we would give a list of like 8 or 9 people that you can go and kick the tires on. And fans weren't, people weren't ready to hear that. Now they don't even ask the question. Now they're telling us.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're telling us who can replace Harbaugh, right?
Yeah,
they're ready for him to go. It's time.
But
Mad Facts, Bitter Truth says this was wild. Yeah,
considering their track record, I know who you need to call. Sharon Moore's available.
40 East Trail salute says Bryce Young is sitting on top of his division. Facts.
Yes. Oh, Lord.
Clint Kubiak is an offensive guy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of guys. A game watcher, not a head coach. Listen, I got to tell you though, Dev, you would have been even more disappointed in Rex Ryan. That dude is a terrible head coach.
He is.
But it would have been funnier though.
Yeah. Steve Yachty don't care about winning. If we have a good offensive coordinator, he will instantly get a head coaching job. It's easier to replace defensive coordinators than OCs, so we need an offensive head coach. I hear you. Yeah. I mean, you can get is it easier to replace defensive coordinators than offensive coordinators? I don't know if it is.
I don't really agree, but
yeah, I don't, because I mean we're seeing it now, right? Like we had a really good defensive coordinator, and we not only can we not replace them, like we went from the best to the worst.
Yeah.
Right. Instantly. So I don't know how easy it is to replace a defensive coordinator, when you're trying to be a top defense like this team is.
Yeah.
And we got another super chat from Donovan Carter, says, I think Harbaugh really likes Butterfingers. Hey, and with that salute, man, that we reached our goal with that. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, up 11 points with 9 minutes left. Crazy. Yes. That's all I'm saying. Don't get mad at us when we say something that y'all don't like about this team, right? First of all, nothing's etched in stone. We could just be wrong, right? All we do is giving our opinion at the time, right? But to say that we're negative, there was somebody in our stream, it was on Hendo's channel, saying that we were so negative and all this stuff or whatever. Okay, we're negative. Well, are we negative, or are we just pointing out the problems with the team? Right? All right, somebody called us a negative, but she still subscribed. I appreciate that. But is it negative when we're pointing out things that are true about the team, things that concern us about the team, and then when we watch the game, those things happen? We're not being negative. The team's being negative. They're the ones doing it to you, not us.
Dev says he actually beat the Pats in the playoffs and helped shape how teams draft D-lines with the Jets and Bills D-lines he had. He also went 61-66 as a head coach and has not gotten a job since. Like, it's not – he wasn't – he also ruined Geno Smith's career because you can't even blame it on not having a quarterback because he had one and just didn't recognize it.
And there's a reason why he's not in the league now.
Yeah. And that reason has to do with that certain tattoo that he has. There's another one down here. Here we go.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Josh, for the super chat. He says, what are the odds that Jeff Z starts reporting Henry had a tweaked hamstring in the fourth quarter? I bet Harb is thinking about it. Yeah, I'm sure he is, because that question is not going away. Why wasn't he in? Just like every year in the playoffs, why didn't you give Gus and JK the ball? Why didn't you give Gus and Mark the ball? Right? And it just kept going. And then he was like, fine, we'll sign a running back. Here's Derrick Henry. Right? And now you took him out the game. So why wasn't Derrick in the game? Why didn't you give Derrick the ball? He was killing him. Why was he sitting on the sidelines?
Yeah.
And you got Derrick Henry taking more accountability than your head coach does. When he was talking about why he's gotten fewer carries this year, and he said, that's all on me. I got to play better. He did play better. He played great, and you took him out the game.
And he's wrong by that too. It's not all on him. It's all on the coach. I don't care if he fumbled a little bit more. I don't care.
Dive, you're saying with DJ Manuel, but again, they drafted Geno Smith, a guy who later on, after he was sabotaged with Rex Ryan, proved that he could play in this league,
right,
at a high level.
And that's coming from Geno. That's Geno saying how bad of a coach he was.
Thank you very much for the super chat. He said LBHT never negative. Y'all are real fans, and it's all based off facts. Shout out to Bryce Young. That's right.
Shout out to Bryce Young, man.
That's right.
Look. Xavier Leggett may have looked terrible, but Tedero McMillan did not.
Tedero McMillan's a man.
He locked up rookie of the offensive rookie.
Jalen Coker had a great game. Jimmy Horn contributed as well. Everybody out there doing the thing, except Xavier's doing his thing, but it's not the thing that we wanted to do. But they're all
wait, which one? I get your two edges, rookie edges mixed up. Was it Scorton or Milan that's making those tackles?
Scorton, number 11.
11. Yep. Yeah. He was making some key tackles.
Yeah. He's ready to step up. So they have a lot of exciting young talent. Lathan Ransom came in with that interception to seal the game after his mishaps last week. They're a young team. They're learning how to play consistently and learning how to win games and all that. But the future is very bright in Carolina.
Well, I wouldn't go this far. Pay the bills. Since we get better than the invisible man Bateman.
He's more productive than Bateman is.
Yeah, I won't call him better. Like Bateman has shown you a better season than Leggett has so far.
We talk about right now though.
Yeah, Bateman is just.
We talking about right now though.
Bateman secured his check. He said, "I'm going to play to the amount of money that you pay me, which isn't much."
Yeah, that's true.
40 East Trill says, I've been thinking Xavier Leggett would be so much better on the Ravens.
40, me too.
He'd be more entertaining to watch because we be throwing the ball and he'll do what he do out there.
Listen, okay? You put him out there with Tez, you put him out there with Bait, let them horses run, man. All right.
They wouldn't put him out there. He would be on practice squad, and then they'll activate him. Then they won't play him, and then the minute he says something that they don't like, or it sounds like they don't like, they will cut him, or they won't cut him. They'll just deactivate him, and then let him go into free agency so they can get a comp pick for him.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, you ain't get no comp pick for Xavier Leggett, but you said that like that's not exactly the
it'll be like a 6th round pick.
You said it like that's not the exact treatment that he deserves.
I don't know. I think he deserves better than that. I mean, look, he's getting chances. He's getting chances with Carolina. At least they're doing their due diligence and making sure, right? That we're not doing that in Baltimore. We're saying we like our starters. We like Bateman, even though Bateman has given us absolutely nothing this year. What does he have on the season?
Oh, I'm glad that you asked. Let me pull it back up here because he. I had been on the 200-yard watch. He has eclipsed that number. He's been targeted 35 times across 11 games. He has caught 18 of those targets for 217 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's a success rate of 42.9%, catch rate of 51.4%. So he balling out there. That is a tidy 19.7 yards per game for your former first round pick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to. I mean, I just guys, we need help. We desperately need help. I don't want to hear any resistance to us trying to go after George Pickens. Okay. Now, I don't think Dallas will let him go necessarily, but you know, we'll see. We'll see.
And
They
again,
already.
just to put it in perspective again for you, your number 2 wide receiver on the team is currently 5th in receiving yards on the team.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, go after George Pickens, make a trade for somebody, and like really do due diligence. I don't even want to see them make. I don't want to see the Ravens use this first round draft pick. I know y'all thinking, well, it'll be a higher pick because we're not gonna make the playoffs, so we can get a better player. I'm past that. EDC is not capable of getting us a star. He's not capable of getting us a star. Okay, not on offense. Damn sure not on offense. Defense. Maybe it's possible. Like he got us Kyle Hamilton. Okay, win there. But offense, not a chance. Trade that first round pick.
No, Kwame, this is rude. So y'all saying we're playing with a bunch of James Prochet's. Rashad Bateman has seen the end zone. He knows what it looks like. He can describe it to you. He's been there.
Yeah. But no, I would love to see them package that first round pick in some future picks if you have to. Try. Listen, I know it sounds far fetched, but try to get Justin Jefferson.
He don't want to play with 9 no more. He's had enough of 9 already.
Yeah, I mean, try.
He does not have 1,000 yards yet this year.
Really,
that ain't Justin Jefferson's fault. I'll tell you that.
That's all I'm saying. Try to go and get somebody like that. I don't know. Look around the league and take a look at some of these other players. Chris Olave, out there in New Orleans. Like there are some players that can really help elevate this offense, right, in Lamar's game and give some reliable hands out there, and they can be had for the right price. The Ravens have to be willing to pay that price, but go and do it.
Yeah.
Go and do it. But this whole we like our guys, whatever. Not with this coaching staff. They've shown you that they can't get it done. Justin Jefferson is over 900 though. He should break 1,000. I hope.
Yeah, no. I think he's going to get it. I'm just saying that through 15 games, he's not there yet. This is a guy who, when he came into the league for the first 3 seasons, was averaging 1,600 yards a year.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's bad. It's very bad.
I don't know why Todd ain't going to use them. Todd won't. Hey, Ty, we're talking about a world where there is no Todd Monken, there is no Zach Orr, there is no John Harbaugh. That's where we're at right now. We are. I mean, it's wrong to assume here, especially with Steve Bisciotti as the owner, that any of these things will happen. But a competent organization doesn't move forward with this coaching staff. At least, really, a competent organization lets the GM go as well. Mm-hmm. But if they're serious about winning, there isn't a plausible reason for you to keep this coaching staff in place. John Harbaugh, if you keep John Harbaugh, he's not going to fire anybody. He's going to keep his guys because they should have already been fired. And he's going to want to run it back with the same people. The same guards that hadn't gotten it done are going to go into training camp with no real competition and go out there and start. So he's showing you he cares about winning his petty beast more than actual winning. And now that's to the detriment of the whole team. We're not going to make the playoffs. Let's just be real about that. It's going to take a miracle for that to happen. You go forward with that, then you're not serious. Then you're not serious as an owner about winning. So I'm going to assume that it's over for John Harbaugh, okay? Because this is supposed to be one of the premier organizations, right? A top-notch organization. Well, do what you're supposed to do as a top-notch organization and clean house.
Mm-hmm. Counterpoint. John will be back. because he don't care. So
Counterpoint, they're not a top-notch organization.
they are not. And listen, there's no argument that you can make to say that they are at this point. They are not a top-notch organization. They're nowhere near it. They're an organization that is living off of their legacy and that does not care about winning in the present or winning in the future. So it is what it is. They rode this iteration of the Ravens until the wheels fell off. And next year, they'll huddle up. You know what's going to happen? You know what's going to change this offseason? I'll tell you exactly what's going to change this offseason. Steve Bisciotti's going to talk once or twice. And he's gonna come out and he's gonna do the billionaire thing where I'm smarter than all of you, so I'm gonna give a speech. I'm gonna tell y'all to calm down, and then you're gonna calm down. And John's gonna be back, and Eric's gonna be back, and you're gonna come out there with a garbage O-line again. You're gonna draft another couple edge rushers that can't rush the passer. You ain't gonna do anything about wide receiver, and you're gonna force Lamar to pull a Carson Palmer, and just be like, I'm not playing for you anymore, like Carson did in Cincinnati.
I mean,
or you'll pay him, or you'll give him a whole bunch of hush money. One of the two.
Yeah, obviously that scenario wouldn't surprise me. I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to disagree and say, no, there's enough public pressure, for a change, and maybe Bisciotti does care a little bit. Like it's one thing to not win Super Bowls; it's another thing to not make it to the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can if they made it to the playoffs, especially if they went on a run. If they won these last 4 games and went to the playoffs, win or lose, people, a lot of people will still buy in, and Steve Bisciotti can buy in. But they've had so many opportunities this season to stay in the playoff hunt, and they fumbled just about every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And, you look at some of the losses they've had, embarrassing losses to teams that they should not have lost to. That's a tough pill to swallow. And I don't think, usually this is your quote, right? John Harbaugh's greatest trait is self-preservation. Like he knows when to turn up the heat, and when his back's against the wall, get these type of wins, right? These are the type of wins on prime time, especially. And it started to look like that too. It looked like, man, maybe we will run him off the field, but it didn't happen. Like the magic is gone for him. I think he's out of here.
He's gonna look at Steve dead in his eyes and he can be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know Lamar wore number 5. How you expect me to win that game?" And Steve gonna be like, "No, you're right, John. My bad. Here's an extension."
No, no.
Right.
I don't think it's gonna work for him. I don't think it's gonna work for him. But we're gonna find out soon.
Because my thing is this: if that owner cared about missing the playoffs, if he cared about this team not being good enough, right, something would have happened at 1-5 over the bye week. Nothing happened. And I'm not saying that they would have fired John Harbaugh at that point, but you would have fired Zach, or you would have done something. They have done nothing.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think obviously he didn't do. I don't think Steve Bisciotti has done a good job with what this regime is doing right now. But Bisciotti's not that type of person that wants to fire a coach mid-season, right? He's never been that. Well, he was Lamar's rookie year. He was close to it, but he decided not to. But the offseason, no. I think because of all the great years he's had with Harbaugh, and they're close, he wants to say, okay, look, season ain't over. And he's probably saying the same thing you were saying, because at 1-5 you were saying this. Ravens can get right back in it. It ain't over, right?
Absolutely.
He wanted to see if Harbaugh could get it done. And for a while, it looked like we could get it done until we couldn't. Here we are.
But, if we're going to use me as an example, you wouldn't have been 1-5 because John Harbaugh wouldn't have been the coach for at least 5 years at this point.
Oh, thanks.
Longer than that, actually. I'm telling you, for a long time, that John needed.
Harbaugh should have been fired. You and I are on the same page. He should have been fired Lamar's rookie year.
Yeah.
We thought he was getting fired. Everybody was ready for it. The players were ready for it. They should have made a coaching change then. I think had they made that coaching change, we would already win a Super Bowl. At
Absolutely.
least one.
Absolutely. John is not a guy to lead you to a Super Bowl. He just isn't. He needs to go somewhere. You know where he would be a good coach? You know where he would be good? New York with the Jets. He'd take them from bottom feeders to respectable. And that's what John would do. He's not a championship coach.
I don't even know if John would do that. I don't know if he's that type of coach that could take a bottom feeder team and make them respectable. I think he could take guys that are already coached up, right, and make them competitive.
Oh, I didn't say that he was going to draft a good team in New York. They've got a lot of money. Yeah. And they would go out and they would sign a whole bunch of Draymond Joneses, a whole bunch of Awuzies, and they would win 9 games. And that's better than the Jets have been in a while. They would do that. They would do that for 3 or 4 years. That's better than they've been in a long time. So
yeah.
He just can't. But he's not the dude who's going to stand there and stare across the field and see Andy Reid on the other sideline in the biggest game of the season with the winner go home drive and get it done. That's not who he is.
No. All right, y'all. It's 1 a.m. Me and Hendo's still supposed to be doing this morning stream. I don't know if he knows that. This is going to be a game time decision. I make no promises. Okay. This is a late stream. Let me see if you'll get the notification if I set it up, but really appreciate all the cash apps, not the cash apps, the super chats. I don't think we got any cash apps. Do we get cash apps?
No.
Okay. But I appreciate all the super chats, all the donations. Also, another way to support, patreon.com/LBHTShow for just $5 a month. Or if you want to pay annually, you get a little discount there. I think it's like $50 for the year. Treat yourself to a Christmas gift. Okay. You get some bonus LBHT. Every Wednesday after the LBHT show, we do the overtime show, which is a lot of fun. Also, that gives you access to our Discord channel. All right. If you want to spend a little bit more, $10 a month, you get an LBHT crew coin like this one right here. All right. Very nice coin. Very nice coin. All right. You want to spend $20 a month, we give you a coin and a deck of playing cards from our Ring Kings podcast channel that we haven't posted on forever, but I've been tempted recently to do so. But different tiers give you different perks, but they're all well worth the price of admission. So consider doing that. That helps out the show immensely, and we appreciate all of our Patreon members that have supported us over the years. If you want something free, is Ring Kings alive? Yes, Ring Kings it's there. It's there.
Oh, damn.
The videos are up. It's alive. It's there.
No, it isn't. It's in a museum.
It's there. It's there. Yeah, don't be surprised if something gets posted on there one of these days.
How you doing?
You mean I can't guarantee all three of us will be there, but there will be some videos up there.
It is not coming back.
It's coming back.
It's not coming back.
It is coming back. I'll tell you, there's gonna be some videos posted up there. You may not be in it, but there'll be some videos posted up there.
Okay.
If you want something free, LBHTShow.com. Go sign up for the newsletter. All right. I haven't been as consistent with that, but newsletters are coming. But that you can do that if you want to spend a little, something a little nicer. You can buy some merch on there as well. Okay, that's at LBHTShow.com. MJ once said the roof is not the ceiling. I heard Harbaugh say the floor is in the basement.
You want your rankings content? I'll give you that right now. Anthony Joshua beat the hell out of Jake Paul this past weekend. Well deserved, long overdue, and it only took 6 rounds because Jake Paul ran literally from the first bell until he could not run anymore. Rankings.
All right. I might put something out here on rankings. Not this week, obviously. We're going to our holiday break. Wednesday show will not be live. It'll be recorded. All right, it'll be pre-recorded, but it'll go out around that time that you guys are used to. So turn your notification bells on. It'll be put out as a premiere, so you can get active in the chat. All right. So we're still giving you that content.
No, Cam. Killer Cam says Paul still got paid. All sides won. No, if he wants to pretend to be a real boxer, you don't get to say all sides won. We don't say that when real boxers lose. We say they lost. And he got the brace beaten off of him. He got his jaw broken. He had to go into surgery. He lost.
But Killer is right, because Paul doesn't see himself as a real boxer. He's just an
No,
entertainer.
but I'm saying if that's what he's selling, and it is what he's selling, because this is a real fight. This is on his record. This is on Anthony Joshua's record.
That's what he's selling, but we know that's not what it is.
No, it is a real fight. That you can't dispute that it's a real fight. It was a sanctioned professional match.
No, you can dispute it. Like just because it's sanctioned. No,
it is a real fight.
No, it's boxing entertainment, like I've been saying the whole time. You can sanction it as a real fight. You can promote it as a real fight. It can be technically a real fight. It's not a real fight. We all know that. It's a joke.
You don't get your jaw broken and not a real fight.
Yeah, things can happen. Do pro wrestlers not get injured all the time? Yes, they do. Is it real?
By accident.
No, it's not.
By accident. That wasn't an accident. He was aiming for his jaw and he broke his jaw. It was a real fight.
Was he trying to break his jaw?
Yes. You didn't watch the fight. He was trying to hurt him. It was a real fight. It's just that, he's not a real fighter. But that's what he tells people. He says, hey, I'm serious about this. So if that's what you're saying, then you don't get to say you won when you got knocked out. You lost. That's what happened.
All right, we know he's a joke. We know he's not serious about being a fighter. We know that.
I don't know that he's not serious about it. Like if his goal is to just be a promoter, he doesn't have to fight Anthony Joshua to do that. He's proven over and over and over that he doesn't have to do real fights to make money and sell those cards.
He can't keep fighting Tommy Fury and selling these cards. He has to fight bigger names to sell these matches.
He has to fight names. He doesn't have to fight real fighters. Yeah, those are two different things. Tommy Fury's a quote real fighter, but he's not a big name.
And initially he was supposed to be fighting Tank Davis, right? Who's a much smaller fighter, less of a chance to get injured like that, and that fell through. Yeah. And last minute he picked Joshua.
He wouldn't be the first fighter that carefully selects his opponents.
Yeah, no, but like when you're fighting retired fighters, you're not being serious about being a fighter. Let's be real about that, B.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I say that he does see himself, or he is taking it seriously, or that he believes that because he did get in the ring with real fighters. He didn't have to do that. He's shown repeatedly that he doesn't have to do that. He has his fan base. His fan base is going to tune in every single time to watch him, and a whole bunch of people who hate him are going to tune in every single time to watch him potentially lose. He's shown over and over that he doesn't need to fight real fighters.
He doesn't, and I don't think I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he thought Anthony Joshua was going to go at him like that.
He did. You can tell he did. You can tell he did because if he didn't think so, he wouldn't have ran right from the beginning.
He does that every fight. Every fight. He did that against yes. I saw the Tyson fight. He did do that against Tyson.
Okay, but you didn't see this fight.
No,
he did not engage Anthony Joshua offensively at all.
I didn't see that fight. But you said he ran around. I said he does that every fight. He absolutely does that every fight.
No, and I'm telling you, it is not like his other fights because he did not attempt to mount any offense in this fight. He always comes forward and fights in his other fights because he's not going to get hurt by a 60-year-old Mike Tyson. He ran away and he wasn't throwing punches to Anthony Joshua because he knew Joshua was there to knock him out.
Okay. All right. So we'll see who he fights next time. And he fights another retired fighter. That'll tell you everything you need to know about how serious he is as a boxer. Okay. I mean, he's not. I don't know. I even know why we're even arguing this. I mean, that's the first active fighter he's ever fought.
No, it's not. Tommy Fury is an active fighter. He lost that and he didn't like it, so he went back to fighting jokes. And then he got it in his head that he can fight now. Because I'll tell you exactly what happened. Okay. I'll tell you exactly what happened. I know he believes he can fight because he brings in real fighters to spar with him. He brings in real fighters to his training camp, and they're getting paid. Obviously, you pay your sparring partners. And they go out and they say really nice things about him because they're getting paid while they're sparring with him. So he's getting it in his head. Like he brought in, what's his name, Jared Anderson, the once and future heavyweight king who didn't really last. But Jared Anderson sparred with him, and he's like, man, Jake's really hard to hit. Yeah, because you ain't trying to hit him, Jared. But he's writing you a check, but he's letting it get to his head. And I know he's letting it get to his head because he got in the ring with Anthony Joshua.
Peter Bill says, I hope he fights the urge to get in the ring again. He won't. Man. He won't.
No.
I'll break this down. I'll break this down more on Ring Kings.
It's fun watching him get knocked out. Pay the bills. If he does what he says he's going to do, which what he said he wanted to do is move down to cruiserweight because this was a heavyweight fight. To move down to cruiserweight and try to get a belt at cruiserweight, which is where Jai Opetaia fights. If he actually does that, he will die in the ring.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to fight Jai Opetaia.
I don't know. I think Jai Opetaia has in the past expressed an interest in fighting him. So we'll see. But you don't want to do that, Jake.
All right. So, you got your combat sports on this channel. It's been a while since we've broken that down. But yes, if you're still watching, it's 1:11 a.m. Go to bed. Okay.
I say Sergeant Chavez Jr. Yeah, he did, and he got him deported. Messed up.
Hey, y'all, we gonna be talking a lot more combat sports over here because the Ravens season is over. All right.
Congrats. Hey man, y'all still got a chance. You're playing on Saturday. You can't throw in the towel yet.
No, it's over now. The Browns did come close to upsetting the Bills, and because it's a AFC North game and there are no powerhouses, yes, there is a small chance that the Browns could pull off an upset. And if you're banking on that, man, just go ahead and just start watching other football because that's not how I want it.
Let me tell you something. There is nothing that could be better for the Shedeur Sanders brand than knocking out the Pittsburgh Steelers and allowing the Baltimore Ravens to make the playoffs with an upset win next week. He would be a hero.
African 1000 says progress needs change and strong commitment to improve, but that's not going to happen in an organization that rewards and praises mediocrity. Bisciotti will trade Lamar to keep the bum head coach Harbaugh. They can't straight up trade Lamar. All right, so we'll break this down. We got plenty of time to break this down. Lamar has a no trade clause. They can't just straight up trade him unless he requested or he waives his no trade clause, right? So it's not one of those things where they can say, okay, we're going to get you another quarterback, John. You don't have to work with Lamar anymore. Lamar is here. That's the quarterback he has to work with. Yeah. Now, Lamar, if he wants to stay, it doesn't want John Harbaugh. One, that should be the end of the conversation. If he says, hey, I don't want him in here anymore, that's the investment. That's the franchise, right? But if they're not listening, if Steve Bisciotti's not listening, he can make it uncomfortable. He can say, all right, man, I was going to rock out with this, with what I got right now and work with the cat that you got.
About to honor the hell out of this contract.
Yeah. All that cap space gone. It's coming to me. Oh, you don't have enough money to sign your 6th, 7th, 8th round picks. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Sucks. Well, I really enjoy playing with Roquan. Give him my regards.
Yeah. He can make it real uncomfortable because they have to get his deal done. They have to get it reworked so they can open up some cap space. So, Harbaugh should be out of here, and Lamar's mother, his agent, should be pushing for it.
Yeah, but you know what? He's not going to because he missed his chance. Carolina's got their guy now.
Who?
The Carolina Reaper, Bryce Young.
Who missed his chance?
Lamar. Like Carolina's got their guy. We don't need Lamar anymore. So
Lamar's not going anywhere. No, he missed his chance. No. No, I thought you say he missed a chance to get rid of Harbaugh.
No. I'm saying he missed his chance to try to force his way out of Baltimore. Like now, he's just got to ride it out. I guess he could try Miami, but as the chat has informed us, Mike McDaniel is akin to the people who were running Chernobyl, so not great, right?
But I want to address this too. Kwame says, I hate it, but just can't see Lamar calling for that. And he shouldn't have to, right? Because you'll hear people criticize Lamar like, oh, Lamar should be demanding this. He should be demanding that. Lamar shouldn't be doing any of that if we have a top-notch organization, if we have a competent organization, right? Lamar shouldn't be called out for any of this stuff. This is not his wheelhouse. You should be putting this on EDC.
Well, but here's the catch-22. If you had a top-notch organization, he wouldn't be upset, would he?
Right. So, but you know what I'm saying? Like what's the job of a GM? That's what all me and B do here is put the onus on the people who are responsible for that, right?
All we say is do your job.
Yeah. What's the GM's job? The GM should be looking at all this and saying, hey, Steve, man, we've gone as far as we can with John. He's got to go. Right. We've invested in Lamar. We know Lamar's not the problem, obviously, but there's just too many things going wrong with this team. The locker room, he's lost his voice in the locker room. We got to bring in, some new blood, right? He should be pushing for that. And until Steve Bisciotti gives him the green light to fire him. But that is the GM's job. And he's not doing it. Right. So if you're sitting there saying, hey, love Harbaugh or hey, can't stand Harbaugh, but love EDC, EDC can stay. No, EDC is a problem too. Corey says you don't think he will want to be traded if he feels changes aren't going to be made to make the team better. Sure. Yeah. It's possible. But
that you have to find the exact right situation, because what's a team that's ready to win right now but doesn't have a quarterback? Because it's going to cost a lot to trade for Lamar, right? So you can't go to a team that's just not good, right? And they have to trade, valuable draft picks to bring him in. And then he's like, well, the team around me is still not good enough, and I got to wait several years to rebuild it. So like, it would have to be a situation where the team is, a situation like, and I'm not trying to push this guy out of the league, but he's a little older, a situation like the Rams with Matt Stafford, where Stafford is, his body's, kind of breaking down on him a bit. He's an older guy. He's been in the league a long time. If Matt Stafford were to say to the Rams, man, after this run, I'm probably going to hang him up, that would be an ideal place, because then you send him over there and he slots in right there with Puka Nacua, and Sean McVay, a head coach. But there aren't a lot of situations like that in the league. Not really.
I know Swin is trolling here, saying, "Oh, Lamar suffered a bruised back and didn't come back in the game. That's embarrassing." You couldn't take that injury. If you got hit like that, you wouldn't miss work. That you have to sit down at your job and do nothing. You wouldn't go in the next day, let alone the week.
You wouldn't go in the next day with any of the regular hits that don't cause injury in the NFL.
Right. Dolphins are ready to move on from Tua.
Yeah, but are they the kind of team? Because in order to move on from Tua, one of the steps that they're going to take is moving on from Tyreek to help save some of that money, because Tua has a massive dead money hit if they release him. And I don't think you're going to be able to trade him. So, and I think the Miami's a decent team, but like, do you want to leave Baltimore to go to Miami, or do you want to just say fire John Harbaugh?
Yeah, that's the that's the move. The 410 boys was really upset with Lamar because it was a bruise. Again, they damn sure wouldn't go to work the next day if they got hit like that. I don't think y'all understand, like, some of these injuries that these players have to play through, how bad they really are.
Right. Because when you hear a bruise, you're thinking like, oh man, I bumped into the door, my arm is bruised. It's not that.
No.
It's not a bruise like you get.
You know,
he took a knee to the back and bruised his soul.
Yeah. Yeah. Their injuries are nowhere near. Like, I don't know how they play with like hairline fractures, because that's what I was afraid of. I've gotten a hairline fracture in my rib before. I couldn't breathe right for weeks. Like, I couldn't laugh. Don't you know, I couldn't take deep breaths. I don't know how they go back out there the next week and play.
Like, I don't. Yeah, I think a lot of fans don't understand what kind of psychopaths these players are. Like, have you seen, like, Quinshon Judkins today dislocated his ankle and broke his leg.
Yeah.
And they carted him off the field. No emotion. Like, if any person that you know, if something happened to them where they dislocated their ankle and broke their leg at the same time, would be screaming so loud they would hear them on the space station. These kind of things happen to football players, and they're just like, damn, man, I wanted to play next week.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like, whatever. It's like they don't even feel it.
Yeah. All right, we're getting out of here. We've been streaming for almost an hour and a half. It's almost 1:30 in the morning. The morning stream. I mean, I'm going to work in the morning anyway. So
okay.
So yeah.
But just to remind y'all again, there is no live show this Wednesday or next Wednesday. Our next live show will be the first Wednesday of 2026, but there will be recorded shows both weeks. We'll have those set up as premieres, right? So you can come in and hang out in the chat and all that. But just so you're clear, because we've had some issues in the past, they will not be live. We will. There's not no
issues. They still watched it.
No. I mean, like, people not getting that it was recorded versus live. I want people to remember that they are going to be recorded shows the next 2 weeks.
All right, y'all. Thank you for hanging out with us this late. I know you guys are upset about the loss, but you know what? You guys are still awesome. All right. So don't let John Harbaugh and company ruin your Christmas.
And listen, you know what? I appreciate we both appreciate the support, you guys coming and watching and donating and signing up to Patreon and all that. And I just want to extend the invitation for the rest of the year and open-ended, as long as you want, to come and join the Panthers bandwagon. All right, come and see how the real organizations do it. See how it looks when you've got a competent GM and a good coach.
Look, be trolling a little bit, but
y'all come and cheer for the Panthers.
You are trolling, but this is a Ravens and Panthers channel, and we are going to be following the Panthers, and we're going to be rooting for the Panthers, man. Like, I'm excited about that.
I'm absolutely not trolling. Y'all are out of the playoffs. Come root for the Panthers. I mean, I'm not saying you have to continue it next season. I'm just saying if you just want it to be the rest of this year, that's fine. You're more than welcome. But if you come over and you like what you see, stay as long as you want. All right.
He's trolling. But no. Congrats to the Panthers, man. They got 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks, and
I did a lot of heavy lifting. I did a lot of heavy lifting to get us here. But thank you.
And Dave Canal's going to come knocking on your door. Dan Morgan come knocking on your door, and they're going to say, "Man, we couldn't have done it without you, B."
I know, and we've made the point many times on here that EDC's never going to do that for y'all. John Harbaugh's never going to do that for y'all. It's not because it doesn't happen; it's because they're dicks. All right. But I think that's enough for tonight.
All right, B, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, y'all have a great night. Enjoy this short week. Hopefully, it's a short week for most of y'all, for all of y'all. But if you do gotta go to work, man, only give them 30%. Okay,
or less if you can.
Or less if you can. Yes, whatever you can get away with. All right. Enjoy your week. Have a great night. We'll see you in the morning and later this week. Peace.